Hi, friends, it's Jenna. And today I want to talk about a challenge that has been put forth on AuthorTube. Kate Kavanaugh, who I'm sure many of you are familiar with, uh, is going to try to write 1,000,000 words in a year. Write, edit, all that sort of thing. Which I think is admirable and is kind of an awesome goal. So I've signed up to participate along with her. Although I'm not going to do 1,000,000 years because I don't write for a living. And I'm about to start a new job whose busy season starts in October. So we'll see how all that falls out. So my goal for it is actually 250,000 words. I've already created a little notebook in my journal app to track it. So to show that off, Milwordy, a 1,000,000 word adventure. And then to here on the right, I have a quotation that kind of sums up the point and the purpose of all this. If you write one story, it may be bad. If you write 100, you have the odds in your favor. So that's kind of the point of, writing 1,000,000 bad words before you can get to the good ones, is just that you need to teach yourself how to write as you go along. So on the one hand, I do think the Milwordy idea is really worthwhile and sounds like a lot of fun, and it will really challenge people. But on the other, I do want people to kind of keep it in mind that the point isn't so much quantity as it is getting yourself to quality. Now, I've been writing since I was 9 years old. That's 40 years now. And I've written a lot of words. I didn't start tracking them until until about probably 2009 or so, I think. And I have written 1,000,000 words over the period of, I think, 4 years, 5 years, something like that. The most words that I have written in a year was about 350,000, which was also a year that I was unemployed. And occasionally working as a temp. So I had a lot of free time and I was able to do a lot of writing during it. So this year, I'm going to be working full time. I will be working from home, but I'm going to be busy. So I'm not going to have a whole lot of free time, except for, evenings and weekends. And I am kind of thinking of doing a couple 10K days on weekends, just to, make a dent in the goal. So then here, within, I have the daily word count that I'm going to keep. My goal, 250,000 words in a year, and that works out to 685 words a day. I tend to average about 1,000 words a day. So this is a little lower than my average output, but you have your good days, you have your bad days, and some days you write 8,000 words and sometimes you don't write any. So that's for 2020, and then here's the 2021, ending on August 31st, down here on the right. I'm using the app Zinnia, and the backgrounds in this are from a pack called Faded Fair. So it's like old time fair related type stuff, county fair type stuff. And for a lot of these, I've reduced the opacity so you can see like the lines through and stuff like that. And then Project Master List is just what I actually do. I've got books to edit, I've got books to rewrite, I've got books to finish. I may count my role play. There's book marketing, there's book planning, all that sort of thing. It's all going to be recorded. And so here, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do a year in pixels sort of thing. Haven't quite figured that out, and then just a spare page for other stuff. And then if I start submitting things to be published with actual publishers instead of self-publishing them, this is where I'm going to do it. And I have been thinking about getting an agent. I have never used an agent before. I have a friend who, well, she's probably more of an acquaintance, but she's pretty cool, who represents the kind of books that I write. So I'm hoping to query her the next time I have something to query with. And then a writing log, I'm going to have one for each month, where you just write what you do every day. And it doesn't need to be super detailed or anything like that. Just, it'll be like September 1st, worked on novel A. September 2nd, worked on novel A. That kind of thing. And then, of course, I'll add pages once I'm as needed. So that's my Milwordy. And I keep wanting to say Milady every time I see it. It's just hang up in my brain. I will show you something here. This is my year in pixels for this year. Now, I belong to a writing community on Dreamwidth that's also mirrored on LiveJournal. And if you aren't on either of those blogging sites, you can also participate using OpenID, called Get Your Words Out. And so for the past couple years, well, it's been around for, I guess, 11 or 12 years now. I've been participating in it since the beginning because I was friends with the founder. And so for the first several years, it was strictly word count. You could set a word goal in different levels, try to reach your pledge, that kind of thing. And then about three or 4 years ago, they decided to add a daily option where you just write what you do every day. So here's what I'm tracking as far as writing activities go. And then here's my total days. And some have been better than others. July was not so. This month has actually been surprisingly good. But so for this, I track days I wrote new words, days I edited, days I did research, days I did publishing work, days I role played, because it's text-based and I'm writing creatively. And then days I did outlining and other story planning kind of thing. So my goal for the year started at 350, but then the world fell apart. So I've changed it down to 240 days for the entire year. So I haven't really been tracking the number of words that I've written for the last few years. I've just been tracking what I do. So next year I'm going to be doing both. I'll be tracking what I do and how well I did, I guess. So, edited words, new words, that kind of thing. I don't know if I'm going to count words for role playing, just that I did it. Because I honestly don't know how much role playing I'm going to be doing in the future, just because I'm kind of concentrating on my original stuff now. And B, it's hard to count that because it's replies in on a journal. It's not it's not straight through text that's written only by me. But that's something that has been keeping me disciplined for quite some time. Ever since I started it in 2009 maybe, was it? Because I started tracking before Get Your Words Out started, and I initially joined up because I'm doing that anyway, and then just having a certain word count goal has been quite helpful, to be honest. So that I think might be an option for people who find 1 million words or even 500,000 words or 250,000 words to be a little intimidating. Is just track what you do every day and, don't worry about word count, just that you did something writing related. I'm trying to remember why it was so bad in July, and it's because I was studying for my life insurance exams. Oh, yeah, I was busy. So you could even add studying if you wanted to, I think, for this kind of thing, as long as it's somehow writing related. Anyway, so that's an option I'd like to present to people who want to have a goal but are not sure that they want to count the actual words. Like if it stresses you out or something like that, then don't worry about how many words you write. Just know that you did something writing related, and you can do it in a year in pixels or however you want to do it, just to keep track of what you do. Anyway, I will be participating in Milwordy. I'm very excited about it. I'm hopeful that I'll actually be able to attend and send some write-ins and things like that. It'll depend on how the day job goes. The new day job. So all right, those are my feelings. Oops, got cut off there. Anyway, those are my feelings about Milwordy, and we'll talk again soon.